Glory to God. Good to see you guys. It is 8:42 on Tuesday night, and it's good to see you. In this video, we're going to be talking about the latest and the greatest details concerning our very first conference as the Renaissance Coalition, coming out October 15th and 16th. And I know a lot of you guys are coming. And as you guys are jumping on, I'm actually going to share this live broadcast in our close Renco family group. And so I'm going to do that as you guys are jumping on. Also, make sure that as you're jumping on, let me know who you are and where you are watching from. That'd be amazing. Also, let us know in the comments if you are planning on coming to conference. So just say, hi, my name is Carl Wilson, and my family and I are coming to conference. So just put that right in the comments. That would be absolutely amazing. It's good to see you guys jumping on, and I'm just sharing the broadcast in our Renco family page. And just in case you're wondering, yes, we are actually live right now. And in this video, I'm going to be going over all the latest and greatest changes to our fall conference. Got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of stuff that we haven't announced yet, and we're going to be announcing it. Glenn Sampson from Tacona is going to be there. I think Tacona is an island, one of the rare islands in Hawaii. So, anyways, Glenn, grateful for you, man, and thank you for all your help with conference. It's gonna be an incredible time. All right, so now we've shared in the actual group, which is good, and now I'm just gonna quickly pull up my undisclosed schedule, the secret schedule that nobody knows about. I'm just gonna pull it up here because I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a sneak peek at what conference is gonna look like. All right, I'm sure you guys have been to a conference before and you've heard, this isn't just a conference, okay? This isn't just a conference. Well, let me just start this video off by saying, this isn't just a conference, okay? This isn't just a conference. And it's really not. I can say that I've hosted hundreds of conferences. I've been to hundreds of conferences. And our team, I can honestly say that we've never put so much work into a conference as this Renaissance Coalition conference that's coming up. Now, if you've been following our journey, then you know that we were talking about labs and workshops and running. At one point in time, we talked about running over, I think, 24 different labs, and we had various tracks. That was a good idea. And then we had some really great just kind of discussion times, walking through it as with our admin team, and we were just looking at what the win was going to be for this conference. Like, what are we hoping to accomplish? And so we went back to our mission, and our mission is to birth kingdom realities on the earth. And the way that we do that is expressed in our model. We do that through relationship, okay, through gatherings, right? We do that through equipping and through empowerment or through opportunities. So with our organization, a lot of what we do is going to be done at our gatherings. Like, our gatherings are going to be a big deal because that's where relationship is going to be fostered and nurtured. And within the context of collaboration, there can be creation. Look, I just hit on two of our four values. So we said it is if we break everybody up and we spread them across the facility into various rooms, and you got some workshops that you got 40 or 50 people, you got other workshops that maybe there's 4 or 5 people, is that really going to accomplish the objective of what we're going after? And we basically said, like, that would be fun. Maybe in the future we could do an extra day, a day early, of just labs where we can dive into the weeds on stuff. But we thought, because this is our first conference as Renco, let's stay together. Let's keep everybody in the same room. Let's gather around tables, right? And so that there's something that happens at a table, right? It's where people eat together, they talk together. That's where community takes place. So let's gather around tables instead of in rows. So everybody's kind of facing each other instead of just everybody facing the stage. And let's really carve out a dynamic where there's equipping, right? Where there's ministry, where there's impartation, laying on of hands, prophetic words, but where there can also be communication, conversation, where people can submit their ideas, and also where people can process through what the Holy Spirit is saying and actually work on some stuff during conference. And so for that reason, everybody that registers, everybody that comes to conference, you're going to get a really cool Renko journal. You're going to get a really cool Renko pen. That's going to be like your scroll during the weekend. You and your team are going to be asked very significant questions where you're going to have to just go to work in your journals. You're going to get prophetic words. You're going to meet really cool people. It's going to be an incredible time, but we're going to stay together. Also, what makes this conference different is that it's really not about the night sessions. Usually conferences, the magic happens at night, and then during the day you get what you get. But really, our conference, it's all going to be about what happens during the day, because we have a jam-packed, intentional schedule that we're going to be going through. In fact, you guys, the conference starts on Friday morning at 8 a.m. Like we said, this isn't just a conference. Registration opens at 8 a.m. The conference itself actually starts at 9 a.m. on Friday morning, right? So everybody's coming into town on that Thursday so that they can be ready to go first thing Friday morning. Elizabeth Cooper, who's absolutely incredible. She is a prophet, minstrel, teacher, apostle. I could go on and on. She's located here out of the Pacific Northwest. She's on our board of directors. Huge heart for seeing a renaissance in the arts being restored. She's going to be starting off with a time of ascension worship on Friday morning. It's just going to be through the roof. For many of you coming, you will have never experienced this kind of worship before. This will be a new experience for you, where you don't just worship in a room following words on a screen, but you actually ascend. You worship in spirit and truth with Jesus in heavenly places, right? So it's going to be such a cool way to start the morning. There's going to be some prophetic messages that are released right out of worship that'll be really capturing the time and the season in which we're living right now within our generation. And then we're going to go into a very significant time of equipping and a conversation around the winds of transition, where we'll have several different speakers sharing about massive transition that they've been through recently, just this last year. And they're going to be talking about some of the awkward and difficult but necessary details to pay attention to when you're preparing for transition, when you're executing transition. So that's going to be so important. And then, of course, there's going to be time to process through that. There's going to be time to journal, to discuss with people at your table. Now, for our lunch times, we're going to be eating our lunches together. We've just added a food option, okay? And if you go to, how do you do it? We'll be posting links for that. But you can add the food option to your registration. If you haven't registered yet, okay, go to renaissancecoalition.com, just click on gatherings, and when you go to register for the first time, you can add the food option to your registration, or you can just register for conference. You say, what's a food option? Basically, we have the most amazing hospitality team ever, and they are preparing. This ain't going to be a box lunch situation. We're going to have a brilliant lunch prepared both days on Friday and Saturday, so you can stay at your table. You can also mingle, walk around, get to know people, but you don't have to leave the building. You don't have to figure out where you're going to go and eat. You don't have to wait for your food. You don't have to, go through all that process, and you don't have to eat alone. Okay, so make sure that you pay for the food option. No, there's not a vegetarian option. Sorry, Marianne. There's just a food option. There will be salad. Okay, there will be. I'm not going to get into what there will be because I don't really know what there will be. All I know is that it's going to be amazing because it's prepared by our most incredible team. And you don't have to do the food option. Okay, you can actually pack your own lunch. You could stop somewhere on the way. You could do a lot of things. You're a powerful person. So, anyways, just throwing that out. That's new information. And also that afternoon, on Friday afternoon, There will be a special presentation by Greg Daly, Roy Simmons, myself. A very short presentation on what is Renko. A lot of people are asking, what is this? I'm assuming that by the time you come to conference, you're going to have a pretty good idea. But we're going to be doing just a short presentation after lunch on what is the Renaissance Coalition. Probably more importantly, what is it not? Who is it for? More importantly, who is it not for? We'll be going through that. That'll be great. In the afternoon, we're also going to be hitting on really a powerful session. Our commitment at Renaissance Coalition to be fostering and cultivating a generation of healthy ministers. So Tom and Katie Cornell from Sozo Church, they're going to be doing a special session on hope deferred, desire fulfilled, deliverance and inner healing. That's going to be incredible. These are some of the best teachers that I've heard teach on deliverance and inner healing. That afternoon, we have a special international Renko International session where we have 3 amazing spirit-filled world changers that are going to be speaking on what God is doing in the nations right now and the importance of our organizations and churches having a strategic and intentional worldview for what God is doing in the nations. And so, as you know, Renaissance Coalition was started in South Africa in 1908 as the Apostolic Faith Congress or the Apostolic Faith Mission. And we do have several churches throughout the nations, especially throughout Africa. And it was John G. Lake's heart that this movement would be an international movement. And so that's why for many, many years, this movement was actually called the International Fellowship of Ministers or Ministries. And so we're going to be spending time really carving out and really believing that there's going to be a fire lit in our hearts once again for missions and nations, crusades. That's going to be really, really great. That night, you guys, is our ordination service. And Charlie Champ and I will be working together on that service. Elizabeth Cooper will be leading worship. That's going to be incredible. The next morning, you guys, we start at 9 a.m. It's good to see Pastor Bernice Scheidler on here. Love you, Bernice. Josh and Bernice Scheidler from Ignite Faith Church, okay, in Redmond, Oregon. They're on our board of directors, and they are also overseeing Renko churches. And I'll tell you a little bit about that here in just a second. So going into our schedule on Saturday morning, again, we're going to have a time of worship and ascension with Elizabeth Cooper. What are we doing Saturday morning? Oh, wow. There's going to be some pretty vulnerable sessions that morning on ministry and marriage and the importance of health within our physical, relational, and marital dynamics. And so Pastor Greg is going to be sharing an incredible message on how to bring nourishment to your spouse. Andrew and Melissa Engstrom, they are phenomenal ministers and counselors here in the greater Seattle area, and they'll be working through some powerful activities to get us brainstorming, to get us working together on how we can intentionally commit to be healthy in our relationships and in stewarding our temples, our physical body, and also really stewarding our marriages. And this is still in the morning, and then we're going to go into a time. I'm taking you guys into the weeds. I hope you guys don't mind this. I want you guys to have a clear future as far as what you're getting yourself involved in. And then there's going to be a powerful time where we dive into this whole thing of apostolic resonance and leadership. And we're going to do some very intense leadership equipping. And this is going to be some of the best teaching on leadership that perhaps you've ever heard, because we've got some incredible leaders that are going to be. We got Reed Warwick, we got Tom Cornell. It's going to be amazing. And then we're going to shift while we're still in the morning, you guys, into an intercession panel. So if you're an intercessor, you're going to want to be here at this conference because we have some of the most incredible revelatory intercessors, and they're going to be on a panel. And Bernice Scheidler, who's on here, It's good to see Taryn Yancey on here. I see Josh jumping on here. Awesome. Bernice is going to be overseeing that panel, and that's going to be incredible. That afternoon, we have a creative arts panel, so Renco Creative Arts, and that's going to be a panel that's going to be overseen by Elizabeth Cooper. And then that afternoon, it's going to be not really workshop format. That afternoon is going to be a 2 p.m. service where there's a time of worship, and Charlie Shamp's going to be bringing a word to the Renaissance Coalition as to what the Lord is saying for our organization as we charge forward. Now, here's the breaking news. Here's what we haven't announced. Saturday night, we've added a session. Okay, we've added a 7 o'clock session. This is going to be a Renco revival meeting, and Charlie Shamp's going to be taking that meeting, and it's not. We don't really know what it's going to look like, but I can tell you this, that by the time that night comes, you're going to need a drink. Okay, and so so that night we're just going to be going after it. It's going to be just it's going to be wet. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fire and wine that night, and it's just going to be we're going to go out with a bang. Okay, so that's what the weekend looks like, and it's good to see Lisa and Jeff Lancaster jumping on here. God bless you guys. Real quick, I'll just kind of tell you what Renaissance Coalition is currently offering. When you're on the website, you'll see these various options for new ministers. Okay, we offer licensing. Okay, that's an opportunity for relationship, for accountability, for oversight, for input, for coaching. So that's a great option for those who are ramping up. Maybe you're bivocational, or maybe you're purely in the workplace and you got a call of God, but you don't even necessarily really know where to start. Maybe you're in a church, but they don't necessarily have a discipleship track for ministry or for leadership in that capacity, and that's okay. So we offer licensing, and that's amazing. For those of you that are already licensed with an organization, we do offer ordination, or for those of you that have been licensed with our organization for at least 2 years, we also offer ordination. And if that's something that you're interested in, I would encourage you to get onto the website ASAP, fill out that contact card, because we would have I hate to even say this because I don't even know if it's possible to get you on board before conference, but let me just put it out there. If you can get that, filled out, let's just say by like tomorrow, the contact form, okay? Get that filled out by like tomorrow. It's possible. I hate to even throw it out. Anyways, because we would have to actually probably know you, or you'd have to probably know actually one of our overseers already, or one of our board members, in order for us to fast track the process. So I hesitate to even, so no guarantees on that, but please connect with us anyway, even if we can't get you on board in time for conference. It's only 2 weeks away, you guys. Fill out the contact form anyway, reach out to us. We are having so much fun with these interviews, getting to know you. It has just been absolutely incredible. In fact, if you have just recently come on as a licensed or ordained minister with Renco, put that in the comments so we can celebrate you as well. We will be celebrating you at conference. That's going to be amazing. Renaissance Coalition also offers membership. Okay, so for those of you that you've got a huge heart for the kingdom, and you love what we're doing, you love what we're up to, you want to be involved, there is membership as well. And what that does, that gets you into our Renco Family Facebook page. We're also launching our resource. It's a password protected resource page on our website. You'll get access to that. That'll be up before conference. We already got a ton of stuff on there, adding more all the time. So that'll be up for conference. Also, conference will not be live streamed to the public. It'll only be available to members and ministers on our Renco page. And after the conference, you'll be able to go onto our password protected website to watch all of that content. So it's going to be hours of content that you'll be able to go watch, and you'll be able to go back and watch that again and again and again and again, which is really so that's super cool. So again, you're not really in ministry per se. Okay, it doesn't make sense necessarily if you be licensed or ordained, but you love what we're up to. You had that apostolic resonance thing happening with you. I'd encourage you to go and check out membership. And you'll also be able to sign up for membership at the conference as well. We have the ability to set up nonprofit organizations underneath our umbrella, which is absolutely incredible. That is considering that you are actually a legitimate minister and that you're actually starting up a legitimate ministry. And we do have quite a process to qualify people to make sure that they are legitimate. Absolutely. Now, Renaissance Coalition is the oldest nonprofit organization in Washington State. We were founded in 1947 by John G. Lake's daughter and her husband, Gertrude and Wilford Wright, in Spokane, Washington, which is super cool. We have the ability to do something that you can't do these days if you set up a nonprofit, and then that is that we can actually charter nonprofits underneath our umbrella that is recognized with the IRS, so that you can actually receive donations and receive the benefits of having your own nonprofit organization. And so that has been a major revamping that Lisa Lancaster has been helping us with. And we do have a training coming up on that. That'll be a live webinar that we'll be doing for people that want to know what that process looks like. And so just go onto our website, renaissancecoalition.com, and go to services, and then click on charters, fill out our contact form, and we'll make sure that you are in the loop as to when our trainings are going to be, because at conference we are not going to be offering a session on how to set up your own 501c3. That's going to be done online. It'll be done in a group, and we'll be doing groups of ministries at the same time. So that is something really cool. Also, we have Renco Business that we're going to be launching hopefully by the end of this year. We also have Renco Education that we'll also be launching, where we believe that we're going to see a renaissance in education as the church says yes to her responsibility to partner with families to be the educators of children, and not allow the government to carry that responsibility with Christian families. And we are putting together a strategic plan to be able to roll out private education through churches nationwide with a flagship school here in Seattle. So we're working on that right now, which looks like we'll be launching one, maybe two schools in about a year from now, with the hope of doubling that within year 3 and 4, and doubling. So every 2 years, we would love to be doubling the number of schools that we're launching across the nation and eventually worldwide. So our team that's working on this, we've got a very specific board that we've put together for this, and they have a huge desire for kingdom education for children throughout the nations. So that's going to be super exciting. And if you want more information on that, make sure that you reach out to me, and I will keep you in the loop as to what we're doing, because we do know that we have a lot of incredible educational facilitators already a part of Renco. And so please make sure that you reach out to me so that we can get you connected, so we can use you as a resource as well, learn from you, and maybe we can partner together in the days ahead. Renco Creative Arts, just all kinds of stuff coming at Renco International. That'll be coming probably sometime next year. We're super honored to be working with Pastor Jonathan and Angel at Revival City Church in Yakima. They're going to be helping us lead the charge with Renco International, also with our ethnic churches, as diversity is a big deal within the kingdom of God. And so we're really excited about our ethnic churches. And we're also, last but not least, super excited about our Renco churches. And so Josh and Bernice, who are on here, are our liaison for Renco churches. We've got 3 flagship churches right now with Renco. And listen, we've got a lot more other Renco churches, but they haven't necessarily come on yet as official Renco churches. You say, what do you mean official Renco churches? That's where your entire staff is brought aboard on Renco, and now your youth pastor is in relationship with youth pastors, and your administrators are in relationship with administrators. And it really just kind of breaks your whole leadership team out of whatever bubble that you might be in, because a lot of people feel isolated. We keep hearing that right now because of COVID-19, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of churches feel isolated. A lot of ministers or ministers, even within churches, even though they're part of a team, feel somewhat isolated. And so it's going to be a real honor to see entire churches joining Renaissance Coalition. We've got a special rate for that. It really works out well. So we'll have information about Renco churches at our conference. There'll be a special ministers lounge that you can go and hang out in if you're representing a ministry that would like to join Renco Church. You can go into our, I forget what we're calling it, I think Recharge Lounge, or I don't know what they're going to call it. A really cool environment where if you need to get away, if you need to work, if you need to work on your sermon, if you need to do whatever, there'll be a really cool lounge for our licensed and ordained ministers, as well as those who are interested in Renco churches. That'll be available there to you. Regarding conference, registration is $30. Make sure that you register as soon as you possibly can. Josh says it's going to be the best lounge, absolutely, with the exception of the secret lounge that nobody knows about, Recharge Lounge, and the Renco Illuminati Lounge. Yeah, it's $30 person for a conference. We've got leaders coming, we've got itinerant ministers coming, we've got prophets coming, we've got evangelists, apostles, we've got teams that are coming, church teams, ministry teams that are coming. So it's really cool. We've never had so many people register for a conference from out of state. People are flying in from all over the place. This is going to be one of the coolest things about conference, is just meeting amazing people from all over the nation that share one thing in common, and that's this apostolic resonance, this yes to Jesus, to see his glory come, to see his will be done on the earth. And so it's going to be really, really great. So go and register if you haven't. Okay, October 15th and 16th. It's all day Friday, you guys. It's all day Saturday. 2 incredibly full days. The food option includes all you can drink coffee, snacks to keep your soul sharp. It includes that as well. So if you've already registered, but you haven't registered for the food option, make sure that you go and do it. You should have received an email with the link to do that. If you haven't registered, go to renaissancecoalition.com, go to gatherings, click on the event, and you'll see the registration and registration plus the food option. So that'll be cool. Josh, Lisa, guys, is there anything that I'm forgetting? I think I've gone deep tonight. I've gotten into all the details. I've covered a lot in 30 minutes. I don't think I've rambled a whole lot. Listen, if you know a pastor or leader and they need to be a part of this, and you're thinking, man, this person needs to be a part of this, make sure that you tag them in the comments and be like, you need to check out Renco, okay? Oh, last but not least, how could I forget this? Get your Renco gear. I think it's possible where if you order now, you could have it in time by conference. I can't guarantee that. Lisa, what's the turnaround time for Renco gear? You just got a bunch of gear. Josh, what's the turnaround time? I just put in an order. I just got to put in an order for Andrea and I. We got a bunch of gear coming. But can you guys tell me what the turn? So to do that, you just go to renaissancecoalition.com, click on merch. We got a bunch of really cool stuff. All different styles of hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, coffee cups. And we're going to be adding, oh, that's not bad at all, about a week. So if you get your order in now, you can get your Renco gear before conference. And there's going to be a lot of people sporting a lot of Renco gear. We got this stuff looks great. It's gonna be such a fun time, you guys. It's gonna be so amazing. I can't even wait to meet the people that are coming that I haven't met yet. I can't wait to go deeper with people. Taryn says, how do we sign up for the specific classes? Oh, sorry, Taryn. I just announced that we're not doing the workshops now. And so that's a good question. We were going to do workshops, and then we decided that because it's our first conference, and because this whole thing is about relationship and being together, now we're staying in the sanctuary. We're going to be meeting around tables. So we'll all be at tables, and we're going to stay together, and we're going to cover a lot of the topics that we're going to be at the workshops. We're going to be covering them together. So we're going to stick together. So yeah, that's a great question, Taryn. And so hopefully, thanks for asking that, because I could just kind of add that again at the end. We can't wait to see the Yanceys at conference. It's going to be amazing. So cool, guys. If there's any other questions, don't forget a picture with so if you guys don't know, we have Josh Scheidler is the official Renco model, and he has offered for people to get their pictures taken with him for free. only this year, because it's the first year of our conference as the Renaissance Coalition. So that alone is probably a $3,500 value. Like that alone is worth booking a plane ticket from Europe or China, wherever you're at. Get here just to get a picture taken with Josh. I've tried to get my picture taken with him many times, and I tried to give him a free book. I tried to buy it. I bought him dinner before. Okay, a couple times, but he he knows who he is. You know, he knows his identity. He's a very intimidating guy, but he is gonna let people get their picture taken with him only this year, free of charge at conferences. So that's it's actually humbling. It's actually so generous, and so yeah, I'm only coming for the photo op. That's honestly that's the only reason why I'm coming. I know I just said all these other things that are super cool about conference, but really at the end of the day, that's really the only reason why I'm coming to is to get my picture taken. I mean, look at his picture right there. Look at his picture, you guys. Look at him. It's just he is the epitome of cool, and it's not just cool. He's kingdom cool, right? You can be cool, but to be kingdom cool, that's like next level, guys. So that's gonna be absolutely incredible. So I think that's it. I covered everything. People are hitting me up. What's the announcements? What's going on? Tomorrow we will get a schedule posted. It won't go into the same detail that I just went into, but it'll be on the website as well. All right. RenaissanceCoalition.com. 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 Go there, get yourself registered. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Love you guys. Peace out.